Welcome to the Beyond Imagination Minute with author and speaker Shana Schutte.
Many times at different conferences where I speak, people come up to me and they ask me, how did you know that God had called you to do what you're doing? Then they express some reservation about moving forward in some new dream that God has placed on their heart, because they're afraid of a lot of things, but one of the main things is failure. Let me encourage you, if you want to be all you can for Christ, and if you want to fulfill the purposes that He has for you, you must give yourself permission to fail, because failures will happen. You will fall down. You will make mistakes. You will mess up. And it's okay. It's all a part of doing great things for God. It's a part of life. When we give ourselves permission to fail, we show we believe that God is in control. Momentary troubles do not frighten those who welcome failure, because they know that if God has called them to do something, that it's His responsibility to accomplish it through them. We may fail, but He will never ever fail us. In describing Israel's wilderness experience, Larry Crabb wrote in his book 66 Love Letters that in addition to relying on themselves rather than on God, the thing that kept his children out of the promised land was not believing God. In God's voice, Crabb writes, "And they wouldn't believe that I could overcome every problem, the ones inside them as well as the difficulties in their circumstances that stood in the way of real joy. So they refused to walk the narrow road of belief that welcomes exposure of failure and conflict, knowing I have a plan to overcome them." Did you get that? Welcomes exposure of failure, knowing I have a plan to overcome. When we believe God, the fear of failure will not paralyze us. With Christ on our side, we can never lose. Failures are never final. Instead, they can be the reason we grow in faith, become stronger, learn what works and what doesn't, inspire others not to give up, and develop humble dependence on Christ. Will you give yourself permission to fail?
To receive more information about Shana Schutte and to listen to Beyond Imagination Minute archives, visit shanaschutte.com. That's Shana, S-H-A-N-A, Schutte, S-C-H-U-T-T-E.com.